It's important to understand that you can have whatever you want in your life, but what will come about is what you're focused on. So, what that means is, I want to give you a meditation that will show you what you're truly focused on, and I will show you what you should be focused on. Hey, so beautiful. You ready? What we're going to do is get a pad and paper because we're going to do a bit of writing in this meditation. And I want to show you exactly how we create everything that we want in our lives. And it also shows you what you are currently experiencing, not from the point of view of somebody else creating it for you, but as you, as a creative being, creating this in your life, whether you like it or whether you don't. So the first thing that you need to do is get the pad and paper, and what we're going to do is find a problem in your life. The best thing to do is choose something that is recent, because it'll be fresh and it will be the thing that keeps you going in this negative state. And over this meditation, what we're going to do is shift everything from this negative state and what you're focused on here to this positive state of what you would truly love, because these two things are in operation all the time. So what we're going to do first is look at whatever the problem is. Write that down. Good, thank you. And now what I want you to do is write what you think about it. Now, here's the thing. We're going to be moving next into what you feel about it. And whenever I ask people what they think about a problem, they tell me what they feel about it. And whenever I ask what they feel about it, they tell me what they think about it. So, with that in mind, let's dive into what is the truth of what you think about this problem. So, write that down. 2, 3, 4 sentences is more than enough. Beautiful. What are your thoughts about it? About the other person, if it's a problem with another person? What are your thoughts about yourself? You're ready? We're going to move to feel. And remember now, feelings are much simpler than most people give them credit for. We're going to be looking at fear, sadness, frustration, basic things like that. So fill out that now. What is it that you feel about the problem? Good. Okay, now how are you defining yourself in this problem? And remember that we can go into the positive. There are some people who never want to look at the negative, but I want you, just for the moment, for the purposes of this exercise, right now, to just dig into the negative aspects. How are you defining yourself? mention that because so many people don't want to look at it, don't want to move into this hard space of looking at how they created it. So they find that it's a very easy way to avoid the truth, this negative truth, by avoiding it, by looking at what is the higher concept and the higher way of looking at it. That's not what we want here. Yeah, we just want how are you defining yourself in the most negative way, because this will also be true. Okay, good. And now 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences on how you're defining the other person and others in general. When you're in this negative space, how are others? A lot of people will look at a very negative space when it comes to themselves and project all the goodness onto others, or it could be vice versa. Pay attention to this. So now go and read back through what you've written for your definition of yourself and the definition of others. And now move into the space where you check out the definition of the world. Now again, please remember that we are not here looking at this point for what you truly love. What we are looking for is how in this conflict or this situation the world is according to you, according to your most negative aspect. These people are deeply courageous if this is where you're going, because what we truly see now is the world in relation to your personality. Is it dangerous? Is it uncaring? Keep writing. And when you're ready, what I want you to do is move into what is the underlying assumption. You will be making an assumption. The world doesn't care, other people are hard, whatever it is. Move into your underlying assumptions about the world, about others, about yourself. And from there, look at what it is that you're most called to do. When I ask people this, what we end up with is a very clear picture of how the personality that you have developed for yourself since you were a kid really functions in the world. These will be the reasons that you avoid. These will be the truths that you ignore. That's why this is powerful. And so now what we want to know, what do you feel is possible from this negative space, and how are you called to do it? Because this is the creative aspect of your negative self at play, at work right now, that is going to change everything, is going to create this negative aspect, is going to bring this aspect of you to fruition. This is how we create. We are exploring how and what mechanism your life uses every single day to create this situation that you live in. If your life is perfect, you wouldn't be here. So what we're looking at now is this aspect of how we have created this negativity, this lack. Everyone's got it. Everyone's got it. But how you create it personally is important to know. And finally, we're going to switch to what would be the end result. What is the end result? You take the action that is powerful, that you feel is powerful. In fact, you take the action that you feel is going to have a result. And in exploring that, we really get to see what the end result is. And the end result should line up with the problem. The end result should be in line with what it is that your life looks like. What are you not happy about? Got it all? Cool. So now, this is important. Put all of that aside. Keep your pen and paper handy, but put all of that aside, that negativity, all of that lack, that wanting, the things that aren't flowing right. Because what we're going to do is move into a space of complete innocence. What I want you to do is close your eyes for a minute and remember back to yesterday. And then remember back to the day before. And the day before that. And now last week. And now last month. These are just a way to go back, so there's no need to hang on to anything. You can just see what happened last year, or 2 years ago, or 5. And now just keep travelling back all the way till you get to 15 and 14. You notice the shifts in your body at 10 and 9. Now you're feeling smaller, yeah? You're feeling the innocence, the playfulness, the not knowing everything. At 6. And at 5. And now we are getting smaller, and 4. And 3. And that deep relaxation is happening at 2 and 1. Remembering nothing, less and less. and 0 being born. And in this space of innocence, what would you really love for your life? How would it unfold? What would you love to do? What did you make a claim here to do? A play. Bring that innocence all the way through to now. What is it that you would love to spend the rest of your life doing? Write this in your journal. How are your relationships? How would you love from this innocence to express yourself in the world? Who can you help? What can you bring? What can you give? How does your heart want to be in the world? How do people respond? How do you feel? Notice the joy, the love. How does that play out in your life? Now I want you to take that feeling forward to 1 year. See, feel, notice how this changes you, how this brings you closer to your true heart. Three years. Write these things down, these aspects of you at those levels, at those points in the future. They all have something to tell you. Spend a bit of time with this. Right. 'What most people notice is that the thing that they are worried about, the thing that they are trying to avoid, the thing that negative aspect that has definitions of self, others in the world, all want to achieve, is to fix that part of us that we perceive is broken. But when we go back into innocence, we notice all of a sudden that the thing that has the most power, the thing that we really want to create from that space of being completely innocent when we are first born, has nothing to do with fixing. It has nothing to do with what we perceive. And it is the very thing that has the most power in us. It is the very thing that has the most peace, the most joy. So you see this with people who have made millions of dollars but don't have something because they've spent their whole life sitting in an office or whatever it is, doing what they're good at, and yet not achieving the thing that they would most love. Or you see this with people who have an amazing family, but not necessarily the joy or freedom that comes with the money. These things are always created based on what we fear, what we miss, what we feel is not equal or perfect in our life. But when we go into this space of innocence and just ask these questions, what is it that I would love? What is it that I would most love to express in the world? Who are these people? How would I love to move into this space where I feel deeply connected, deeply true? These things are completely different. It's almost as though they have no opposite. They are just the things related to our love and our care and our truth. And when we start to move into the world, we are going to be hit with all of those first level things that we looked at, all that negative stuff, and we are also going to be able to focus beautifully on what we would love. And this is where you start to make a choice every single day for what it is that you would truly love, what you deeply connect with, what would make you happy. Now we can take this exercise much further, and we will, but not this time. For this purpose, I just wanted to show you how deep both of these things run and how the love has no opposite. So what this means is this is the thing that you should be focusing on every day to bring you joy, to bring you peace, to bring you love. Thank you. I hope this helps.